I did my research project on ancient Greece government. Each city-state had its own government. They were separated into four groups by Aristotle. The Bronze Age is basically the beginning of government. If the army went to war, the king fought with them. The king was sometimes worshipped along with the gods. The governor and the vice-governor assigned duties to the king's entourage. The well-to-do high officials had very little freedom because of their work. Sparta was a very war-oriented city-state. The kings focused on whether or not to go to war and being the most powerful city-state. The Ephorate were the people who were really in charge because they could say no to any decision they didn't agree with. The lives of children were decided for them. Some children didn't even get to live past birth. The boys were encouraged to find extra food for themselves, but if they got caught stealing, they were punished. It taught them stealth and to endure pain without complaining. If they complained, Athens focused more on arts, literature, and education than they did on war. If you were considered poor and were a male, you had no choice but to join the navy. General Pericles believed a democracy was the best form of government. If you were one of the 500 citizens chosen, you had to serve 1 year working for the government and make all citizens who attended an assembly had the right to speak freely if they wanted to. If you were a male citizen over the age of 18 and not a slave or a foreigner, you had to vote. Women couldn't vote because they weren't considered. If you committed a crime, you went before a jury no matter who you were or what your crime was. If you were guilty, the person accusing you got to choose your punishment. Athens held an election for a new ruler every year. Even though the rulers in Athens changed so often, they always remained a democratic city-state. Our government is a lot like the one in ancient Athens, except we elect a president once every 4 years, not every year. This is a list of helpful websites where I got all of my information.